Check this out. Somewhere up near Cradle Mountain is my other rubber tripod foot. It's up the top there somewhere. I don't know where I lost it, but if you find it, send it back to me. At the end of my last video, we just arrived at the car park for Philosopher Falls. This is day 5 of our Tasmanian road trip. It's about, what is it? I guess an hour until sunset. So we were out shooting this morning at Guide Falls. And yeah, now we're trekking through these beautiful woods. All these green moss-covered trees on our way down to Philosopher Falls. I don't think any of us have... Andrew, did you come here? You come here last time? You were here? I haven't been to this one. No. So this is new to all of us. So look, this area is stunning, to be honest. So I'm really looking forward to finding whatever is at the end of this trail. Normally I wouldn't put so many shots of us walking through a forest in, right? But I reckon this one warrants it, yeah? Even if there's not a waterfall at the end, this is a pretty bloody good spot. Don't know what else to say. I love it here. We've come off that muddy track and we've been coming in pretty high to these falls because now we've got this huge staircase to go down and we're sort of descending into the mist and the rain below. We're only like halfway down the falls. It's just a huge set of waterfalls. Just sort of appears out of nowhere from the trees here. And it disappears into nowhere as well. So we can't see the top, can't see the bottom. It's a really, really impressive sight. I haven't thought about taking a photo of it yet. I haven't tackled that part of it yet. So we'll have to see how that goes. But even just being here is pretty incredible. Actually, I didn't know what to expect. I guess I was expecting that we'd get all the way down to the base of it, be able to shoot all the way up it. But, you know, I didn't really know what I was coming into. So, that's fine. This is good. I'll make it work. We'll make it work. Alrighty, here we go. I'm set up. So I mentioned before, the falls, they sort of appear out of nowhere, they disappear into nowhere. So I'm going to get the whole thing in with this shot at least. There's this little viewing platform where we are, and I'm crammed over as much as I can to the left, just so I can get an angle on it to avoid some of this foliage right in the foreground. The shot, it's a pretty straightforward shot. There's not much in terms of foreground interest. Shooting quite wide, so the the top of the falls is just to the right of center, bottom of the falls is just to the left of center, so it's sort of just a diagonal through the frame. And yeah, the rain's starting to come down. I'm actually going to get a bit of a move on because this viewing platform isn't made for 3 photographers. So I'm going to take this shot and then get out of the way. Pretty tricky conditions to photograph in. The rain, again, I feel like I've said this a lot on this trip. The rain has set in. The rain's really set in. It might have set in before, it's just as we were walking here, we didn't realize because we were under such thick tree cover. But this viewing platform sort of juts out from the trees and is pretty much fully exposed. So a lot of rain about. On top of that, I don't think there's a whole lot that I can do with the composition. Obviously we can't get up close, any closer to it unless we jump off this platform, which I'm not going to do. So I've just gone with the one vertical composition, and I think it seems like that'd be pretty much the stock standard shot to get from here. But I'm fine with that, I'm happy with that. Even if it is the stock standard shot to get, I'm happy to get it. Anyway, I love it here. I love it here. Conditions are still as they were, but I've actually gone in and had another shot. What I've just tried to do is take a minute and actually put a little bit of extra thought into the shutter speed that I'm using. Normally, I don't put a whole lot of thought into the shutter speed. I just sort of dial in the f-stop that I want, the aperture that I want, and then ISO 100, let the shutter speed decide itself. With waterfalls though, obviously, you can create quite a different look depending on the shutter speed that you use. So I've tried the same composition, a few different shots, and I've been either bumping up my ISO or opening up my aperture or both to enable me to get a quicker shutter speed, just to try and freeze that water, not completely, but enough so you can see a little more detail in it. So something I want to try and do a little more of, just be a little more deliberate with what I do there. I don't really know yet what kind of look I like. Obviously longer shutter speeds give you that nice sort of silky smooth water, but I think there's a nice sweet spot. Either, you know, not totally silky and smoothed out, but not completely frozen. So somewhere in between, I think you get a nice combination. Anyway, I'll see what's going to work, and I'll show you too. So I've decided to pull out the long lens as well. The rain has stopped. It's pretty much stopped completely. We've still got a few drips coming from the trees. So pulled out the long lens. So as well as the nice wide vertical shot, I've got in quite tight on some of the different features of the falls as well. This current shot right here that I've got composed, just getting part of the falls in. It's nice to, as well as, I don't know, what I consider to be a classic or potentially the classic shot for this falls. It's nice to just get in and get some different perspectives too. So I've tried to do that. And same thing again, I've tried playing around with my shutter speed. So dialing up the ISO, playing around with the aperture. So I'm keen to actually see those full screen and see which ones are going to look good. I think on falls like this, the really big sort of majestic ones, a slightly quicker shutter speed works quite nicely. Just to freeze a little bit, freeze that water, freeze the motion of the water a little bit. It just seems to harness a bit more power or convey a little bit more of the power of the falls. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my mind. Anyway, that's what I've tried to do. So I'll show you a couple of those different shots. What do we got, buddy?
Probably the last image of the day. When there's limited light, open up the aperture right up and see how creative you can get. Landscape photography isn't all about f11, f14.
Isn't it?
It's about f2.8, 50 mil, 80. No, just picking out some real abstract features around this waterfall and having that waterfall in the background.
All right, that turned into a pretty dark and wet walk back. So we left the falls, hit the trails, and yeah, as soon as we got under the cover of the trees again, we lost light really quickly. So it was navigation by head torches. Back to the van, which is where I am now. We're heading towards a town, apparently, somewhere. And then we'll stay there tonight, and I'll stay nearby there tonight. And then tomorrow's another day, so I'm not exactly sure what we'll get up to tomorrow. But today's been really good. Waterfalls this morning, waterfalls this afternoon. And yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the shots that I got this afternoon. It's pretty good places to go and explore as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you go and check out Andrew's and Andrew's channel. I still haven't figured out which Andrew is which. I'm really gonna have to sort something out about that. Anyway, go check out their stuff too. A couple more days left, three or so days left on this road trip, so still some stuff to come. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below. I think that'll do. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.